What is up, Deuterinos? Welcome back to the Game Addicts podcast, first episode of 2019. This is episode 109. Ladies and gentlemen, I am this podcast player, one Brando, and joining me here today is this podcast player, two Mike.
Hello.
And today we're coming at you a little bit different. We are now over the interwebs. I'm at my house with my setup. Mike's at his house with his setup because we've both been working on our personal setups so we can do more streaming. And also, as a matter of convenience, because one, it's freaking cold outside.
Yeah.
It's freaking cold. Okay. I got family. You got a doggy.
Yeah.
And I mean, sometimes it just might be helpful to be able to have this set up and ready to, to go whenever we need it to go. If we need to go, go and do a show like this, and as long as I'm not burning up back here, it's fine.
Right.
I don't want to be doing this over the summer, and of course, I like doing a podcast over at your place. It's awesome, and it's a much different vibe and feel. However, if need be, we have the technology. We can do it. So it's always good to be able to just get together and do a podcast, but it's also good to be able to do it like this too. And if you're joining us here, I put a show together, but it's mostly just going to be us talking.
Yeah.
Really, there's some new stuff that I have, but there's a lot of rumors. But we haven't actually had an episode in a couple weeks. We took a few weeks off. We had a holiday last week. We were getting back into the swing of things at work. It was our first day back at work that day, and I'm glad we didn't do an episode that day because I was out of it and tired, and I still kind of am. I'm really not back into the swing of things yet. I'm ready for more time off, to be honest with you.
Yeah, me too.
Thankfully, I have that coming up very, very soon.
Okay, yeah, because you have your week off.
I got 2 weeks off, my friend.
How'd you get 2 weeks off?
Well, funny you ask. All right, so I got the Metallica concert, which I got my ticket in the mail, by the way. So that's that is legit now. It is I have my ticket. It's real. So I'm going to be going to Metallica in March, and of course, who wants to go to work the next day after a concert? I mean, it's a lot. It doesn't matter where you go. It doesn't matter where you go. Wherever where we're at, you either have to travel to Indy or Chicago to really go to a show near us. Fort Wayne's a little bit further out. Either way, it would really suck to have to go to work the next day. So you want the next day off. I mean, number one, it doesn't matter who you go see; it's going to be a late night. So you're going to be tired. It's going to be you're going to be dragging. So why put yourself through that and be able to kind of not have to worry about getting up with lack of sleep and just kind of wake up the next day. Of course, your ears are going to be ringing, and you just want to just chill, just hang out and chill. So
next time I go somewhere like that, I'm grabbing some earplugs. Because the last time I was at All That Remains, I could reach out and touch the speakers.
Yeah, that's where I was. Both times I saw Iced Earth this year. I was, in fact, the first time I was right in front of the stage, and one of the mains was a little to my right. The next time I saw them, we actually started right in front of the mains on the left side. We were like, whoa, and we actually eased our way in pretty much at the front of the show. It was one of those things where you always see those guys at concerts that somehow kind of just slowly but surely, song by song, just kind of inch in, and somebody's like, "Why are you taking my spot?" That was us. we kind of did that the second time to get closer, but no, gonna go see Metallica. It's gonna be awesome. It sucks that I'm going by myself, but tickets were expensive. And
Yeah,
I would have.
Metallica tickets are never cheap.
Well, I mean, just for me, it was like $130,
Phew.
and that was before. I think it was about 150 when all was said and done.
Well,
Uh,
for Kill Switch and Parkway, it's like
60,
60 to 80.
like a
You
piece.
get- yeah,
Yeah.
and you got to also take into consideration your parking
Uh,
because when you go to Indy, it's $20 to park.
mm, when we saw Iced Earth, it was, man, I don't think it was that much. We parked right
It
there.
depends on where you park.
We parked on the opposite side of the venue with venue
Right.
parking, but it wasn't in the main venue parking lot either. It was off to the side. And I want to say maybe I don't. I had such a good night. I don't even remember if I paid for parking. In fact, I might not have paid for parking. Nate might have paid for parking because I got the ticket and everything.
Maybe.
So I don't remember. That has been such a long time, almost exactly a year ago in February, and it was such a good time that I kind of blocked out any, like, I didn't care how much I spent that day because I got my vinyl.
Right.
But
Yeah.
I got some news, some personal news. Now this isn't big, but it kind of is, because you're going to be like, you're going to go, because I haven't said this to you yet because it just happened yesterday. Maybe you've heard, maybe you haven't. I sold some stuff
What?
from my collection. I sold some stuff
To whom?
to our good friends at Disc Replay. Now there was an issue where there was a budgetary issue and we needed some cash.
Okay.
It was just a matter of, it was like some bills got delayed, not on our end, but like we thought that they had already come out. So when we spent more monies, well, they all hit boom, boom, boom right at once, and we're like, ah! And we weren't
Right.
broke, but there was more stuff that was going to be coming out next week.
Right.
And basically, she had it figured out, and I said, no, you know what? I got us. Now, why? Why sell my collection? I sold a chunk. But why?
How much is a chunk?
My N64 and NES collection.
All of it?
Hold on. I told her to save one game. Well, 2 games. One from each. And she actually saved more than that. She said she actually put games aside, games that she thought I would want to keep, just to see what we would get with the other stuff first.
Okay.
So why? And I'm going to tell you why. I like the NES and I like the N64, but both of those systems, as much as I like them, they're not here. They're not at my core. They're not what drives me as a gamer.
Right.
I did not sell my systems because at the end of the day, these games are just things.
Right.
There are things to own. There are things to play. I am not actively playing either of them. I have almost had almost everything I would want for those systems. Even if not a little bit more. Like for the NES, there was maybe 5 games that I was looking at getting.
Right.
Now, I got rid of a chunk because a lot of those NES games I think I sold them more than almost 60 NES games.
Holy crap.
And the thing is that like of the large majority of them for me, I didn't care.
Right.
I have my titles that I really love for that system. And now, once we get debt free, I can go on the hunt again. And I can rebuy the ones that I want.
Right.
Yes, I have great stories. I have great stories about those NES bundles I got. They were great bundles. But at the end of the day, if I'm not giving 2 craps about Karnov, why do I have it?
True.
So instead of doing pickups, I'm going to go through the survivors.
The Survivors.
Now, I'm going to see how well this shows up. No, look at that. It's a green
That's
bin. So, of course, they didn't take all of the of the sports games. So these are the games that they did not take. They didn't take Bases Loaded.
Oh no.
They didn't take Blades of Steel. And they didn't take Rad Racer. I like Rad Racer. One thing I told her to save. My manuals.
Right.
I actually wanted those more than I wanted the games. All right. Uh-oh. All right, we're good. So, the N64 game that I wanted her to save and not take, because Caitlin did this, my wife did this yesterday, was my boxed Mario 64. Do not take that. And the one NES game I told her to save.
I was going to say it's Final Fantasy.
Now, there was another one that I thought of afterwards. They also wouldn't take golf.
Oh, well.
But they took everything else. Like, seriously. Like, when I looked in here, I was thinking, oh, okay, some of those shitty sports games for the N64. Some basketball games, some NHL game. I'm going to get that back. Nope, they took it all. I even traded in Super Smash Brothers Melee on the GameCube.
Oh, wow.
I don't play it. I'm not a Smash Brothers fan.
Right.
That's another thing. That is another thing that entered my mind when I was thinking about this, because we had an issue over a year ago, and it was an issue that was compounded because both me and my wife, we both do our, think about this, but sometimes you mess up financially, right? Sometimes you end up spending too much money, and sometimes the bank isn't accurate until it's accurate, and then you're like, ooh. So she did a thing and saved us last time, so I did it this time. And also, I was thinking, these games aren't getting played by me, and someone else could be playing them.
Right.
And if I ever want to play them, I'll go buy them again. So anyway, one of the games that she saved,
Metal Gear.
Gear. One of the games that she saved, DuckTales.
Right.
And this game I thought of afterwards, because I kind of forgot I had it, but and then I was like, oh well. And then I saw that she saved it. This is one you gave me, Mega Man.
I was gonna ask. I was like, did you give her Mega Man too?
I didn't want to, but I knew that it would be one that would be worth some money.
It is.
She saved Castlevania.
Ooh, yeah.
She saved both Zeldas.
Link's Adventure doesn't matter.
It doesn't. I don't like it that much either.
It's the bastard child for us, Link.
And then Battletoads.
Yeah, Battletoads.
And then she saved 3 N64 games, other than one that I didn't tell her to take.
All right, I'm gonna guess.
All right, go ahead.
Mario Kart.
I never owned a Mario Kart, actually.
You never owned Mario Kart?
It was one of those games that I just was like the last N64 game that I needed to buy for my personal collection.
Okay.
I'll give you one more guess before I start putting these up.
Man, now I'm drawing a blank. Doom.
I don't think I had Doom 64 either.
You had the box.
Super Nintendo. I had the Doom on Super Nintendo.
Oh, that's right.
I have the box and I have it complete now.
Okay. Never mind.
Putting the NES games back.
Oh, 007.
No, actually. I like the game, but it's not a very good game anymore.
Not anymore, but it was a game changer.
Sure, absolutely. And when I buy games for the N64 again, I'll buy it again.
Yeah.
No.
All right, so let's see what you got. Yeah.
Ocarina.
That's a big one. But you have it on other. things.
I do. Majora's.
Yours.
And she
I'm
saved this
surprised.
one. She saved this one because she said it looked cool.
I'm really surprised because those are your big.
Are
Those
you
are some
ready
big
for this one?
titles.
She saved this one.
Oh, really?
Yeah, she did. Conquers Bad Fur Day. She saved that one too.
So those three are some of the big monies on that one.
I mean, but about
Bunkers is $50.
at least 50, if not, I've seen it 60, 70. So that was one I was willing to get rid of because I could play it somewhere else.
Yeah,
But
rare replay.
yeah. But at the end of the day, I'm glad she kept it because when I rebuild that collection, it's going to be one that I already have. I don't have to track that one down. She saved that one because she knew how she remembered how hard it was for me to actually be able to find it. Not because it's rare, but because by the time I would find it, I would never have the money for it. And then
Right.
when I finally was able to get that done, so yeah, sold a lot of games.
Shoo.
Got some monies, for sure. Got us all squared away and settled. We're pretty good. And she felt bad, but I told her don't. It's my decision. I don't. I thought about. I'm like, I have all that stuff sitting back there, and what good is it if I can't cash it in if we ever need it?
Right.
You know.
It's true.
I mean, at the end of the day, there's certain things back here that I will not get rid of unless we are in dire need of food.
Right.
There are things like my box Chrono Trigger. No.
Oh, that's not going anywhere.
No, I'll sell damn near everything before I sell that. You know,
Yeah.
I dare say I would sell my original copy of FF7 before I would sell that. Simply because I could find another copy of FF7 for way cheaper than I could find a boxed copy of Chrono Trigger.
Yeah. Yeah. A complete box copy.
Exactly. So at that point, it's just logistics. You know?
Right.
I mean, at the end of the day, my original copy of FF7 isn't even the original jewel case
Right.
anymore.
Sorry, I was looking to make sure I had my other ones in my purchases.
So, I mean, they're not purchases. I got an email about the new vinyl I got coming my way finally.
Oh yeah.
So, I bought the Purgatory vinyl that got released December 21st. I bought it for Black Friday, around Black Friday. And it has been delayed. It won't ship until the 25th. So, which reminds me, did you get asked about that? I know this has nothing to do with our podcast and what we're doing. This has to do with our own personal work. I just haven't talked to you that much today.
The answer is no. I did not get asked.
About 26th?
Yeah.
You didn't get
I
asked.
did not get it. Nope, because I was on Eric's team.
Oh.
And he has to go through his list first. I'm not on his overtime equalization sheet.
No, I see. I got asked, and I told him I'd get back to him, but I didn't see him at all today due to the fact that a lot of people were, online today. So,
yeah.
So, I mean, I don't want to do it, but I need the monies. So
Do it.
Well, yeah, I'm gonna do it. I was kind of hoping you would get to do it too, and that way we could just do it together.
Well, they have to ask me first.
I'll ask him. He just said that he needs to get a crew together. There's not too many people who know how to do it. So.
Oh, for that, I never heard anything about that.
Warren G.
Yeah.
Gonna regulate.
Yeah, he never said anything about that.
Okay. Yeah, we'll talk to him tomorrow. We'll track it. Yeah, the Jimmy Meister.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anyway, so how have you been? Now that we're getting to it, how I know that you got some stuff. You got your new monitor in the mail.
I got some stuff. Let me tell you what. Let me get up and grab him here. Get out of there. My cat is rolling in the plastic. All right. So first thing, obviously, I cannot show you my monitor because, well, it is there.
Oh yeah, you're kind of seeing me on it as we speak.
And I gave you your monitor back, which thank you, by the way.
Oh, hey, you're welcome. Anything that could at least get you started before you bought your own.
So I'm going to show the box.
That's fine.
It's good enough. Everybody knows what it is. That's going to see it. So
So Mike is gonna go. He's got to go all the way back and get. He's gonna get tangled up on his own headphones and get the box. He got the Acer Predator.
Yeah.
Now that is a 27.
Yes.
Awesome. And you said it is a 2K.
2K.
Awesome. Yeah.
And I ordered the 144, and they sent me the 165.
Cool. Can't argue with that, right? That's neat.
It has changed a lot for me. Looking at it, it's just it looks better in my 4K TVs. But that's because you're looking at
At a,
144 refresh rating. So it's so smooth that our TVs, mine's only 60 hertz.
right.
And then the one downstairs is 120.
Yeah.
Well, this one actually is 120, but the one downstairs is 240, which is actually 120. But either way. And then
Got your onboard Elgatos.
onboard Elgatos. So I'm ready to go. I have not tested any of the capture of that yet.
I'm gonna go get something. Hold on.
Okay, goodbye.
Because there's something that we need to decide.
Right here, right now.
Yes.
Uh-oh. I won't say anything since he can't hear me.
Like quite literally, you're gonna see how difficult it is for me to get up with how close my green screen has to be.
I'm surprised you left it up. So literally he can go back and just, so here's the edge of my chair, and he can just go about that far and touch his green screen.
So
it's a very tight fit. I was just explaining the closeness and how far it is.
it is pretty close. It's once I'm set and I'm ready to go, it's pretty comfy. The only thing is that my new gaming chair, which I'm currently using, I can't do this. It's not comfy, and then also it doesn't look very cool, does it?
No.
So like when I was playing FF8 on stream, I'm using the preview image on the computer.
Right.
And so the image was even smaller, it's in the middle for where I had it, and it was difficult to see some shit. So I actually look forward to figuring out the monitor situation. That way I can have it here. That way I can just play like this instead of having to look up.
Yeah.
But I've got this. I got a coin.
Okay, that coin. I know what it is. I know what it is.
So in 2 weeks, Resident Evil 2 comes out, and you and me both are going to be streaming it.
Yep.
That's the plan anyway.
I got to get Photoshop on this computer so that I can make my overlay.
Well, and here's the thing is that with my green screen, for me, I might not be even utilizing an overlay. I just might put me all the way down to the corner. That is an option for me now. It's much more smooth and much more thing. It all just depends. Right. I'm going to mess with it, especially since the demo for RE2 comes out soon. I think it's next week. I had something. So there's that. All right.
There it is.
Remake one-shot demo. Release dates revealed.
11.
The demo officially kicks off on January 11th and will run until 31st. Aptly named the one-shot demo, players must take on the challenge of surviving the horrors of Raccoon City in just 30 minutes. If players complete the mission under 30 minutes, they can restart the mission until they use up their full time. And players succumb to the zombies during 30 minutes, they can continue any number of times until the 30 minutes have been reached. By the end of the small demo period, we'll also reveal never-before-seen cinematic trailer just for those that enjoyed their time playing the game early. So, yeah, it looks like on the 11th we're going to be able to start playing it. And for streaming purposes, for you and I, we have decided to each select a different person to play through. However,
Yes.
neither one of us can aptly decide exactly which one we're going to choose.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah. We don't know how much Mr. X is in either of them.
exactly. That's my
We've only
thing.
seen him with Claire, but he might also show up in Leon's. We don't know because how they're divvying up the scenarios, because they have said that this is not just going to be an A and B scenario where if you play one as Leon, Leon doesn't have two scenarios. Leon has Leon, and Claire has Claire, and they are both kind of like that. They weave in and out of each other.
Right.
So they're making them a little bit more cohesive now. This coin is going to decide who plays who, because if we're going to be streaming it around the same time, you and I can each both stream and record a playthrough to put up on our YouTube channel.
Right.
As a different scenario. One for me, one for you. So, heads is going to be Claire.
I knew it. Yeah.
Okay. Tails is going to be Leon.
You got room to catch that thing?
I do. Yes, I do. So,
all right.
Do you want to call it or do you want me to call it? Okay.
You can call it.
I'll
You can
call it. So
yeah.
I'll call it, and I'm gonna call heads.
I told you you wouldn't catch it.
I'll do it again. I caught it that time. I caught it. I
All
flipped
right.
it up a little high. You ready?
Yeah.
It's tails.
So I'm Claire.
Well, tails was Leon. But I called heads, and it was tails. So I called heads. I guess we didn't really figure that.
Yeah, it should have just been you flip the coin, it's heads or tails, who's what. So go again.
All right.
So
All right. Mike. This quote: heads, you're fucking Claire. Tails, you're fucking Leon. Okay, no more fucking around.
Whoa. I'm not fucking either one of them.
Why not? You're Leon.
All right.
You are Leon. I am Claire for our stream playthroughs, and then I got a cramp in my leg.
At least you get the grenade launcher,
Oh,
and you'll probably have X the whole time.
I might. Oh.
You all right there?
I got a cramp right in the back of my thigh. Ow. We're good right now. We're
All
good.
right.
We're good. So, what has been going on in the world of gaming since we've been gone? Newsflash, Soulja Boy's no longer selling game consoles. But somebody else is. Somebody else has announced a brand new console coming out. Slightly Mad Studios revealed a new console that they're launching called the Mad Box, and the aim is to take on the big names in the gaming market that have led claim to this industry for years. With a design that looks like a high-end PC and a promise for an out-of-this-world gaming experience, it's hard not to get at least a little swept up in the passion and excitement. Well, I'm not really excited because I don't know much about it. Still, a console is nothing without games, but the Slightly Mad Studios CEO reassures fans that the new system will be very easy for developers to develop for. The team has touched on AAA games for the system. In the past, one interested gamer inquired about the indie scene, if they would be seeing all types of games. Tweeting, Ryan Mullet says, he tweeted to them also, what about indies? Will there be any of the indies on the platform? Ian Bell from Slightly Mad Studios says, no excessive out-of-pocket expense for getting software development kits for these indies. It'll be very easy to develop for, and our cross-platform free technology, very easy for other consoles and PC. Essentially, they're the guys that made Project Cars.
Right.
And they are making a brand new game console that is looking to get into the thing, get into the fray. Now they're
gonna try.
They're gonna try, and you know what? Good for them, because I mean,
So who's Who's the three huge investors on board? That doesn't.
Also, talked about welcoming investors. We have three large conglomerates, each ready to fund the whole project that we're in talks with. According to Bell, the Mad Box is the answer to the growing monopoly problems. He mentioned that there is too much micro. Wow. I've
Wow.
never really seen. I've never used this word out loud. Micro uh, oligopoly.
Yeah, that's what I got.
Going on now with the current gaming industry and is taking competition to a point where it actually hurts the community. The Mad Box aims to correct that monopoly by putting the game's experience back into the gamer's hands. It'll be a worldwide console, Bell added, and we're already in talks with areas that are, let's say, not particularly open to other vendors at the moment. So, I mean, it's something to keep an eye on just to see what's going on with it. Do I think it's going to take the world by storm? No, because I mean, obviously that would have been prime for the for the Steam box.
Right.
For the Steam box to kind of merge
Yeah.
that PC and console world, and that would have been that. But unfortunately, when you release a PC, essentially a PC that you can't update, for for a console it kind of works because it's already has set standards, and when you put a game in here, it's going to run what it's going to run. Meanwhile, like any game that comes out for this console, it's going to be set by the developers to be for that and for those specs and for that setting.
Right.
Meanwhile, for when you have a PC or a consoleized PC, that you can't update, eventually you're capped because it's set up more in a free, like, tinkering kind of thing where you have
Well, the
settings.
problem.
You might be able to get them run lower and you have more freedom in that aspect, but then, like, the standard may vary per title instead of just it being it's already set for you.
The problem is that when you try to take a PC world and put it to a console without the ability to update, when something new comes out, most developers or most really good developers will update that game with a patch that will allow it to go to that point. Sometimes that will interfere with something that you have not updated. That's a problem, as you stated. So you need those updates for Windows and whatever it is that it needed. It's one of those things that it's a good idea, but it's just not feasible.
Now, I mentioned Steam. Now, there's we may have mentioned it here on the show. I don't remember if we
have.
About Epic Games.
Yes.
Okay, so there's a game coming to exclusively to Epic Game Store, and that is The Division 2. It'd be exclusive on PC to Epic Game Store.
Wow, that's a big one.
Yeah, well, yeah. I mean,
well, the thing is with the Epic Games online service, I mean, you're taking, what is it, 80% of your profits or 85?
Well, I guess you would be getting. I can't remember if it was 85 or 88. It was something big like that, where it was like 88-12. It was something close.
Yes,
to that.
I think you're right. I think it's 88-12.
Discord has announced that they're launching their store at a pretty similar point as well to Epic Games. But Epic Games, the dude, we mentioned it. Maybe I know that you and I talked about it because they were talking about like sweeping up some of these kind of big name titles coming onto their, and they're launching it essentially through the success of their own brand with Fortnite and everything. But getting an exclusive PC store outlet exclusive for The Division 2, where people have to come to your outlet to download that game if you're on PC, that's a big deal.
Yeah, but a lot of people would rather do that and give that money to the publisher and not to a third party.
Mm-hmm. Oh, exactly. I mean, I mean, hell yeah. I would love to be able to give the actual developers more of the money and more of the cut, and that is something that is a bright spot about eventually going all digital, is that you're going to cut out the retailers and you're
Right.
gonna more money's gonna go back to the developer, hopefully.
I'm
Uh,
wondering. I'm wondering if that is a more accurate amount to what the retailer brings in, or not the retailer. The retailer brings in 12%. I
hmm.
wonder if that's an accurate
I don't. I
amount.
currently don't know what kind of percentage, like say a Walmart, how that gets divvied up, how much
Right.
Walmart actually gets for stocking the games. I don't know,
I'm not
but
sure either.
the last the last paragraph of this article says Epic Game Store is still quite new and it doesn't have the sheer quantity of games offered through Steam, but securing big names from the bigger companies like Ubisoft, with the Division 2, is a big step towards drawing gamers to the platform that already looks promising for game creators. The announcement regarding the Division 2 follows another reveal from Epic Games in Skybound Games, where it's confirmed that the remainder of The Walking Dead, the final season, will be released through the Epic Game Store, not Steam. And that means that the last two episodes, called Broken Toys and Take Us Back, the former having just received a full trailer, will be distributed on the PC through the Epic Games Marketplace. But those who already purchased the full four-part game on Steam will have their purchases honored.
Wow. Wow, they're really that's I'm surprised that Steam hasn't thrown a fit.
Well, and the thing is that I'm not sure how much they can do due to the fact with the whole drama and BS that kind of went down with the Walking Dead, or the I'm sorry, the who developed the Walking Dead. Come on, Brando. Uh, Crap. All right, hold on. I gotta look at my games. Come on, Brando. I'm getting mad now. I'm having a brain fart.
Hold on, I'm looking it up.
Oh, hey, my cousin Zach says, "What's up, guys?" I don't know when he said that, but hello, Zach. Walking Dead, The Walking Dead season 1 game. I'm just gonna type that one because I know I made that one. Telltale.
Yeah,
Telltale. Damn it. So the whole
how could
thing
we
that went
not get
down with
that?
Telltale, and then them falling apart and dissolving, and then not finishing the game. Skybound Skybound is the parent company of The Walking Dead, essentially. Um, Skybound is a company with Robert Kirkman. He's the guy that created The Walking Dead. Of course, Image Comics puts out The Walking Dead comic, and I believe Skybound I think they own the IP of The Walking Dead. I don't know logistics and sure and how much of that is shared with Image and what percentage, but I do know that they are finishing the game and they're releasing the last two episodes exclusively for that. Now, whether or not the full rest of them will go over there eventually, I don't know. We'll have to see. But Epic Game Store is something to keep your eye on as well, because it's going to be something that's going to grow over time. And
Yeah,
I'm predicting right here, right now, that it's going to be one that's going to it's going to basically mean that Steam is no longer the lone big thing, and
right.
on PC. They're now going to be you're going to have two big marketplaces, because EA has Origin, which sucks, and it's only EA games, but you're going to have both, and
Yeah,
you're going to have some, and you're going to have exclusives now. This is a competitive thing where Steam is now going to start having to reach out and have this is exclusive on Steam.
yep,
And probably offer these guys a little bit more of a cut, because if they're not offering that, why wouldn't they go over to Epic Game Store and be like, okay, it's going to be exclusive over there, because it doesn't matter where it is. If you're on a PC, you can get it. All you got to do is download the app. That's
yep,
all you have to do. So so unless you're worried about community, unless you're worried about, and that's another big thing with the Division 2 being an online game, is that you're leaving Steam a big community integrated device, centric
I
area.
lost you.
You lost me completely.
You're gone.
I am gone.
Yep.
As far as what?
Everything is gone. Wait, I think things are back now. I now see your screen sharing, and it's just a picture of me and I could not hear the last 3 minutes of what you said.
Oh, really? Well, that sucks,
Uh,
because I can hear everything that you're saying.
It just like it went brr, and then you were gone.
No, I was just saying that it's a big deal for them to move uh, the Division, which is an online game, over to the Epic Game Store because of how community oriented Steam is. And since it's an online game, moving that over there, you're gonna like have people creating communities over there for the Epic Game
Right.
Store. And I think that's a big deal, and I think it's a big hitter for them, especially if the Division 2 is really that much better than the original game that it's seeming like it could be.
It's looking like it's going to be what everyone originally thought the first one was going to be.
And you know what? That's the way it be sometimes.
Sometimes you gotta make that first step, and it's like, oh, we didn't make it where you wanted us to, like where we said, hey, this is where we're gonna be, this is our bar, and then you actually shot down here,
Mm-hmm.
and now this time you're like, all right, we figured it out. Here's what you wanted with a little bit more, since it took us a little longer than expected.
So you really can't wait for Fallout 77.
Oh yeah, let me tell you what.
I had to do it. I had to go there.
I have yet to touch that game again.
There's an update, I guess, coming out, but I didn't even put it on the docket because I didn't even want to bring it up.
Yeah.
Back to RE2. There's a steelbook for pre-orders. I don't know if that's for everybody, because when I clicked on it, it said if you pre-order any of these versions, it just takes you to Best Buy, and Best Buy is really good about getting steelbooks. But
I hope it's everyone.
yeah, I mean, it's a pretty cool looking steelbook.
I like the face, the front,
Yeah,
a lot, and plus the umbrella.
absolutely.
symbol.
I hope it does, because when I clicked on it at work, it was all of the original and the deluxe versions supposedly come with that. Now I got mine through Amazon, so we'll see if Amazon, ships that along with it.
Right.
Steelbooks for me. Oh, got some Umbrella Corp merch kind of going on. Official hoodies for $60.
No.
Yeah, it's a little much. But dude, that's just a few weeks away, and
Yeah.
I cannot wait for this game to come out, and it's going to be tough because I have that coming out, and then the same week also Kingdom Hearts 3, and yeah.
Which one are you gonna play first?
Well, which one am I getting first? Okay, so RE2 is out on the 25th,
Right.
which is a Friday.
So you really want to work the 26th?
Oh, fuck.
You might want to think about that one.
Damn it. All right. Same day. Son of a bitch. Kingdom Hearts 3 come out same day. So I guess I'm not working on the 26th, and going to have to let him know that I can't make that.
Yeah, that's an important day.
So this next article just made me laugh. Microsoft looks back at an epic 2018 for Xbox One. Basically, they're touting how much, they sold, and they're also touting, how many games they added to Game Pass. So I don't think they had a failure of a year, but they definitely came in last place, and which we talked about at the end of year review for Microsoft.
And you can't say epic because it's not epic.
No,
you had one really good exclusive release.
Mm-hmm. And I mean, it is what it is. State of Decay is State of Decay. I'm not saying it's a bad game. It surely isn't, but it's not a Last of Us Part 2 or a Resident Evil 2. It's fun to play, but then Forza Horizon 4, I'm sorry, that game is quality. That game was quality. So
and guess who has the ability to play that now?
So I have to ask you, when are you going to be able to pry the controller out of your wife's cold dead hands to be able to play it?
Well, she's already talking about coming home and then taking a nap and then waking up during the night and playing all night so that I can't. It's bad.
Oh man.
She told me today. I got home and talked to her, and she goes, "I just want to let you know that she downloaded all the mods, a couple of mods, and tested them out. Not too many, but enough. And she really looked into it, and she said today the only thing she's been able to think about is Skyrim. She has a mod she downloaded that's Skyrim Unbound, and it literally just randomly places you in a random situation, and you have to figure it out. So you start out at level 1, and it she said her first one, she had a contract of an assassination from the Daedra to kill her. And she said she'd walk 20 feet and a dude would open a portal and come out and stab her once, and she was dead, and they would leave. She's like, I quit that game because I couldn't go anywhere. The second she got out of town, boom, she was dead.
So you're not going to play Forza for a little bit.
Well, here's the thing. She is doing this. Once I get home, she's getting off. So
you might want to rephrase that.
Well, I meant it in both ways.
Okay. Cool. Awesome. Back to the news. Last of Us Part 2 reportedly releasing this year. I told you about this yesterday, Mike. Apparently, one of the most anticipated games of the year, even if it comes out this year, is Last of Us Part 2 from Naughty Dog. From what we've seen so far from the studio, the sequel looks to take what made the first game great, make it even better. According to a well-known industry name, it's definitely coming out this year. Alana Pierce, known for her work at IGN and currently at Rooster Teeth, took to Twitter to confirm, quote, that The Last of Us Part 2 is indeed coming out in 2019. The tweets have since been deleted, but the internet is forever, so of course someone managed to take screenshots.
Well, yeah, I mean, why wouldn't you?
Right. So she tweeted, TLOU2 100% has.
What?
One of her responses was that. And where another one seemed to go a little bit more into specifics, where Pierce said, so I have been told by multiple times by multiple people, not like things can't change or it's set in stone. It hasn't been made publicly, though. It hasn't been publicly announced yet about that. And though that she's correct in saying that it's possible that it could change, it wouldn't be the first time. It actually isn't the first time a 2019 release had been leaked. We've seen it with several retail listings and heard it from Ashley Johnson and Troy Baker during their performance at PSX 2017, and it's been in the rumblings from different analysts and speaking to a nearer release window. Still, as with all things, they have yet to make an official announcement, and so we need to take this with a grain of salt.
Right.
Now, here's my prediction. I think this game's closer than what we think.
Right. Sorry, I'm looking at pictures.
I think this game is a lot closer than we think, and I think it's around the corner. I like you
I believe so.
Think that this, huh?
I believe so.
Okay. I like you believe that this game is a swan song for the PS4. But I don't. Yes. But I think we're in a unique situation where this isn't the only swan song. I think we're getting Death Stranding, this game, Last of Us, and Ghost of Tsushima. The 3 games they showed at E3 last year. Those are the 3 that they're closing the PS4 out with.
Right.
You know, we're getting 3 great, awesome looking games. Even if we don't know what the hell one of them even has to do with anything, we know that Ghost of Tsushima, you're a fucking samurai and you kill people. And you fight, and it looks cool.
Feudal Japan.
Yeah, dude, it looks awesome. It's not, that setting isn't my cup of tea, but I want to play it because it looks like it is like intense and fun. And then you have The Last of Us, which I'm in day 1. So here's my prediction. I predict that they're skipping out E3 this year. That doesn't mean that we're not going to get a PlayStation event around that time somewhere. And we're going to get an event where they showcase with a release date for either some or all of these games. And then they're like, and that's what we're closing out the PS4 with. By the way, here's this, and it's the announcement for the PS5.
Yeah.
So you get they have all the attention on them. They don't have to share it with Microsoft. They don't have to share it with Nintendo or with anybody else.
Yeah, but here's the thing. Do you think if Microsoft is smart, do you think that they will say, here's our new console, and try to open the door first and say, you see it here first, that we're the first console you're going to see, here it all is.
Now, on their side, it's a little bit more difficult because they rumor has it that they're releasing a discless Xbox One.
Right.
So we could see that. Could we see a teaser for the next generation Xbox? Probably. I mean, they did it when they announced the S and the X.
I think it would be.
They announced
them
both. They announced the S, and then they by the way, here's the X. And so
I think it'd be cool is if he clicks, if he's like, all right, so here is the discless Xbox One S or X or whichever version it's going to be, and they show the wrong picture, and it's actually the new one. And he's like, oh, no. You go to the next one. Nobody's supposed to see that yet. That's next generation. Just as a joke, and the internet would just go.
Okay, so our good buddy Blaine from Podcastrophe said, Brando, did you upload yourself to the interwebs? Yes, I did. I am on the grid at the moment. I am on the grid. Now, I have heard, pray tell, rumor that the Xbox One X is the intro model to the next console. It is what the S is now is what the X is going to be for the next generation. It's already out now, and it's already powerful enough to run the next-gen hardware at a cheaper price point.
Yep.
It's going to be a 4K capable device, and it's going to be more cheaper, for the consumer, and there's going to be one that's even better than that for the higher-end gamers. So quite literally, when they're coming out with the new model, they're like, here's our high end. By the way, guys, the Xbox One X is the next gen. It was next gen when we launched it. We were the first next gen out of the gate. We told you so.
Right.
And now it's yours for $200.
Man, you're dropping that down pretty far.
Now here's the thing. That's coming. Not this year. But when they do get there with the next model, the X is going to be closer to the $200 price point because they'll have had time to get those components down a little cheaper. And so therefore, it's do you even change the name? Or do you still just keep the Xbox One brand? But then it's like iPhone. It's like iPhone X, iPhone XI. It's do you just change the brand name? You like your little coding, because then you're really marrying yourself to the Xbox One name. It's we are the all gen essentially. When you're Xbox One, you're with us and we're going forward. And then they're doing their little incremental steps. And then therefore, since everything is more on the same architecture, nobody's left behind.
Right.
Everybody, if you have an Xbox One S, maybe you could still play the brand new games that are coming out at a lesser quality in 1080p. So then on a PC, you wouldn't be you'd be playing them on a mid-range settings, right?
Right.
Instead of on ultra or even high. So I don't know. That's very interesting. But do I think that Microsoft is going to take this opportunity to have the stage all to themselves to show something like that? To show something like new hardware? That's a good point. Would they want to be the first out the gate with that and just show it all? I think not yet. I think if they're going to launch it next year, we're going to see more of it next year.
Right.
And meanwhile, we still got Gears 5 that's coming out on this generation console, and we don't know what's up with Halo Infinite. Is that coming out this gen, or is it still on next gen? We're not sure. But be that as it may, I think for sure we're going to get a discless Xbox announcement, and then they're going to go, check this out, this is coming, and then we're going to get like an Xbox One X style of hype for a new console,
Right.
and then with some little like promo and like little thing of what it looks like, and then maybe you make Halo be the big killer for introducing that for the following year, and then people are like, oh, what's that? And they're like, we'll see you later. Wait, no, we want to go more, and that's, you always want to leave it more. So,
Well, yeah.
or leave them wanting more. I'm sorry, but yeah. Sony announced 91 million PS4 systems sold. There were rumors earlier this year.
Well, so that was 8 days ago.
Oh my God! Thank you, comicbook.com, for all these articles. There were rumors earlier that following the holiday season that they'd reached over 90 million consoles, and they, in a press release sent out on the 7th, they have confirmed a new sales milestone at 91 million, and with the helps with the games like God of War and Spider-Man, they are now at 91.6 million units globally as of December 31st. This holiday season alone, PS4 has sold more than 5.6 million units globally during the 2018 holiday season. No doubt some of those came from the Black Friday exclusive Spider-Man Slim Bundle, which were $200.
And man, yeah, those things went like hotcakes. I think
Well,
they sold out twice. Like
that-
everywhere.
yeah. Dude, that was a brilliant move, because that is a game that was a couple months old that you can bundle with it. That is an awesome game. And then, of course, Spider-Man appeals to so many different people, not just console enthusiasts, but then you also have like kids, and then you also have people who are really big into the movies, and you have people who are big into comics. That it's a very broad amount of people who are going to buy it. More than 50.7 million PS4 games were sold globally during the 2018 holiday season, which sums up to 876 million PS4 games sold completely worldwide so far.
That's amazing.
Of course, not all those are exclusives, but still, as a total number of games, that is a huge number of games. We're also happy to announce that the monthly active users PlayStation Network continues to show strong growth, which has surpassed 90 million as of the end of November 2018. I'd like to express my deepest gratitude for a passionate community around the globe. And this year, they also announced that Spider-Man has sold almost 10 million copies. It's like 9 million copies or something like that.
That's awesome.
Oh yeah, it's doing very well, and then it's going to sell more as the price comes down on that too.
I mean, you've got that God of War done fantastic this year.
Yeah,
I mean Red Dead, but Red Dead's not an exclusive.
But it's still sold. It sold like 2 to 1.
Yeah,
and then of course you have other games like Detroit. I'm playing that right now. It's awesome. It looks freaking phenomenal. So, like, dude, PlayStation hit it out of the park as far as exclusives go this year, and I mean, it's just a great place to play. Now,
it's probably one of their better years as a company.
There was even that thing that we talked about that like this past October was their best year since 2002.
Yeah,
or their best October.
I feel like this is going to be, if not, I think it's going to take the top of most consoles ever sold.
Now, that is a bold statement. I don't know if it's going to beat PS2. That's like 150.
It depends on how they play the next generation, because if they do the next generation right, and it's like the 4 is still viable,
right,
it'll just keep selling.
Oh no, and I completely agree with you, because then you can just make it cheaper and cheaper, 200, and you can even bring it down to 150 eventually, while still keeping it as like a base entry. I don't think they're going to drop it like a bad like a bad habit like they did the PS3. The PS3 was just like after 2 years it was gone. It was like, yeah, no more.
Oh, I just read this and I forgot all about this. The new medieval game that's coming out.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah, the little remake of that. Yeah.
That's gonna be cool.
Yeah, and we have Days Gone, and we have Ghost of Tsushima, Last of Us, Death Stranding. Like a lot of those they could be arriving this year or going into next, and all those are coming out before the PS5 comes out.
Right.
Like there's still reason. Like I have no doubt that with 91, it's 100. It's like 100. I'm sorry, 100 and 101. That's Wii and PS1. So it's gonna have, it's gonna end up like matching those. It's gonna pass them for sure. Whether or not it gets to 150, as you said, it depends on whether or not they keep the PS4 Pro, quote Pro, as just like the Xbox. If it's more of an intro model to the next generation, where it's like, get here, it can do some 4K, it can do this, not as good as the PS5. We encourage you to buy a PS5 because it's backwards compatible with everything. But if you're looking for a great $200 entry price point, PS4 Pro is on you because it'll play the new games just at a lower resolution.
Right.
That would be ideal because then you're looking at you're marrying the console and PC style of iterations, where it's like instead of you going in is like I got this PC, let me dial in my settings. It's like, well, I got this one for cheaper, so it's a lower setting, but I got my other one, my big. This is like, potentially could maybe do like more than 4K.
Right.
If Gran Turismo Sport does more than 4K. Just last two things here real quick. Shenmue 3 hopefully be coming out soon. That's the one that got announced by PlayStation at E3 the same year that the FF7 remake got announced and people were losing their complete shit over. Will apparently be bigger than the previous games, and side quests and mini games will be like it'll matter more. Basically, you won't be able to conquer it in one sitting. It'll take multiple weeks to get through. With enough dedication, Suzuki, Yu Suzuki, he's the creator of Shenmue, sitting alongside producer Hiroaki Takuchi.
Yeah.
Noted that Shenmue 1 and 2 could be completed in about a week's time, but Shenmue 3 will take as much longer to complete. On top of that, even after you beat the main story, the game will remain playable. So that's cool. You'll be able to just wander around and do some mini games and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So, I'm excited for this game to come out. I do like the Shenmue series, and it'll be interesting to see, yeah. Blaine just commented, "Yu Suzuki."
I saw
Yu Suzuki. Yeah, Blaine. That's what he rides around on, as a Yu Suzuki. It'd be interesting to see the full blown quality of it. Because it was crowdfunded. Sony put some money into it. As far as how much they did, I don't know if it was direct or if it was just marketing or whatever they did. But the last thing here is Anthem gets a new gameplay trailer from CES. Meaty PC specifications.
So, a little rumor before you start. And go scroll down and make sure that it's not in there. Stop. There it is, RTX. Rumor is that they might do some RTX stuff with it. So real-time ray tracing.
Minimum requirements for PC: 64-bit Windows 10, a Intel Core i5 3570 or AMD FX 6350. Minimum of 8 gigabytes of RAM.
Yep.
Minimum NVIDIA GTX 760 or AMD Radeon 7970 or a slash
R9
28
280X.
280X. GPU RAM minimum of 2 gigabytes. Hard drive at least 50 gigabytes of free space, and of course DirectX 11. The actual recommended is, of course, an Intel Core i7 4790 running at a 3.6 gigahertz, or AMD Ryzen 3 1300X running
Yep.
at a 3.5 gigahertz. It also is recommended you have 16 gigabytes of RAM and that you run an NVIDIA GTX 1060 or RTX 2060. Or
Of
an
course, it's going to say 2060 because they just announced the 2060.
right, or an AMD RX 480, and then of course it's like 4 gigabytes of GPU RAM.
Yeah.
Man, this game is gonna be a monster, dude. It's gonna be a monster.
On this, that so I've noticed Skyrim is different.
Is it?
It is. I think it's different. Personally, when we loaded it up and she built our character without any mods, vanilla, special edition, I could see pores on ultra settings, and I was like, "Holy crap!" And then she added the visual mods for this characters. I almost said sprites. It's not wrong, but it's not right.
Dude, now I want to see like a full blown like 16 gigabyte Skyrim. Make it happen, somebody. Make it happen.
I want to have it, but it looked better, I thought. And then she put those stuff on there, and it was like, wow. The hair in the Skyrims have always been kind of real generic and boxy. Well, she got a mod where it actually lays down her side, and it looks like real hair. And she downloaded a bunch of other mods, but we're not going to get into that. They can go on forever with Skyrim, but it's really neat to see how much better it looks, because I've been really being an exclusive console gamer for some time now, and for a long time I was an exclusive PC gamer. I wouldn't touch a game if it wasn't on PC, and now I'm over here like, oh yeah, I'm not messing with the computer. I just built this computer. I'm like, all right, we got to check it out and see what's happening. Now, every time I look at a game, I'm like, huh. Well, that sucks that that's pre-order for X or PlayStation. Because I'd like to get RE. If RE ever comes to PC, I believe it is.
It is, yeah.
I would like to get that and just bump the settings up to insane. So, I don't know. It's just... It's way more expensive, but I mean, we're talking entry price point 200, entry price for the PC 1300.
Yeah, I mean, yeah,
for something decent. That yeah.
I mean, I've been streaming Final Fantasy VIII, a PS1 game, right?
Yeah.
That game doesn't look great anymore. But when I was doing my grinding, I did my grinding on this, on a PS Vita.
Yeah.
I did some card grinding. Now, when I play PS1 games, I don't fill out the screen. So I just had a little square of pixelated graphics. And all right, so I watched a YouTube video of somebody playing FF9. Now, it was the Steam version of FF9, which is the one that we got on the PS4, and the one that's coming out to the Xbox One and Switch. And I hate how the backgrounds looked on that version. They look muddy, washed out. They look blurry. It's horrible. The character models look amazing. They look great, but all the backgrounds are pre-rendered, which is dated. There's a mod on the PC to make them look amazing.
All right.
But there's a big glitch on the PC version too, which makes the game hang when you go into random battles sometimes. So then you've got to reload and hope that the autosave puts you close enough. So,
So,
can you make it better? Yes. Does it have its caveats? Yes. Uh, there's nothing wrong with PC gaming. However, like now that I have my streaming set up and this is how I'm going to be playing games like this, I've done it for a while. I can't do it for long periods of time. I get
right.
very uncomfortable. I need my recliner. And I don't like to monkey with shit. I don't like to mess with it. I just want to click and go. And
Yeah.
I mean, it is for it's different for everybody. For those of you that love it, there is no bad way to game. I'm not going to sit
No.
here. I'm not a PC elitist. I'm not even a console elitist. I'm a gaming. I'm a gamer,
You're a gaming elitist.
I'm a gaming elitist. I like to play games, and if a game comes out and it's on the PC and I should be playing it, I'll play it on the PC. If there's an easier way to play it, like if it's like on a console, I would prefer to go that way. But that's just me. But because
There's also ways to make that. I mean, like I'm gonna do Forza.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna Xbox 360 controller, feet up on the table. Do.
Right.
That's what I'm gonna do.
right, but I mean, I don't want to set up a computer to get set up to game, and like in my living room, because I don't because for me, plugging it in and updating is more than what I want to do. Because I
That's
hate
why.
Yeah, I hate having to do that. So I don't even want to have to like get in there with a mouse and start scrolling around on my TV. Because then I just start getting mad and like be like, well, I just want to play a fucking game.
Yeah.
And so, I mean, again, it's different strokes for different folks. And if this is where you want to play, if you want to be, playing on your phone and playing Diablo on mobile and
Nobody wants to play Diablo mobile.
Immortal. I'm sorry, that was the name of our episode. Immortal. But if that's what you want to play and how you want to play, go for it, dude. I want you to game. I want you to play the games, and I want you to, whether you're on PC, console, handheld, mobile. We're all gamers, and we're all in this together. So I got no more to talk about today.
I do not either.
Next week, guys, we're going to be streaming one day early. We're going to do the exact same streaming setup like we are today. We may do this more often while it's cold, and because there's a bonus to this. Number one, I get to come home, and when I'm done with this, I can walk right out there and already be home instead of having to pack stuff up and go home.
Yeah.
However, we're not always going to do it because I like being there with him, and we're going to get stuff set up there like along the wall. That is still a plan. That's still a thing.
I believe that for specific one, like we could do this almost every one now, unless it's okay. We got some big shit going on.
Well, and it's also good because then I can be here at home and then go right out there and be home with the fams.
Right, and you can actually put your son to sleep.
Yeah, I get to be here, and today's a little bit of a different situation. They're not here. But usually they're here waiting on me to get home, and sometimes I don't. Sometimes we don't get started until 6.
It's true, and this time we're getting ready to finish at 6:30.
I know, it's great, but I mean, still, it's not a bad thing because now we have our own setups, we have our own thing, and we're good to go. And then if we ever want to do it together, we're good to go on that form too, and it's good. Life is good.
We might do something this weekend if I can get you to swing over on Saturday.
Maybe
so
after work.
because I'm gonna set this up and stream it. Something. I'll probably try the TV because that's where RE2 is gonna be.
Yeah, I can come over and we can work with Streamlabs, and I'll show you, and we'll work together and get your setup going.
Yeah.
Okay. I could probably do that. I just can't stay too long because me and the wife have plans.
For Saturday?
After work, we're gonna be doing stuff after.
Well,
work.
then we can do it a different day.
No.
Have to be Saturday.
I can. Well, I mean, I can come over, right after work and stay just for a little bit. But I can't. But I'm not going to stay for too long.
Well, that's what I'm saying. We don't have to do it Saturday. I'm saying that
well.
there is other days available.
Oh, okay. Well, back to what I was saying. Next week, we're going to be streaming one day early on Tuesday. The episode will come out on its regular scheduled days. The audio on Thursday, the video on Friday. But if you watch live, we will be streaming on Tuesday, because on Wednesday we are going to go to the theater and watch the new Dragon Ball Super movie, Broly, which happens to be the day that we normally stream and record. So we're going to be meeting up one day early to do that. And we're also going to set aside the last maybe 20 minutes of the episode to kind of hype up and talk about the movie. So if you don't care about that, you can zonk out and you can click out before we talk about that. And then the week after that, we're probably going to talk about our thoughts on it, probably at the end of the episode. So we'll have like a good little chunk of the episode dedicated to our experience and what we thought about the movie and all that kind of stuff. Yeah. But
it's gonna be awesome.
Oh, dude, I'm pretty hyped for it. I'm so glad that it's in town and we don't have to go.
Oh man, you said that, and I was like, I'm so glad we didn't buy our tickets.
Oh, so am I.
Now.
So am I. I'm glad that we
waited.
waited.
I was like, man, I want to get them now because I'm afraid that we're not gonna get the tickets. And then we both kind of spaced it, and then the next day we're like, oh crap, we got to get those. And you looked them up that weekend, and you're like, it's in town. I'm buying tickets. This is how much you need to send me.
Yeah. Yeah.
What even I'm going to ask you, it was, I'm buying the tickets. This is how much they are.
Yep.
So.
Yeah. So that's next week, guys. Of course, if you want to check us out live, we are usually live every single Wednesday, except for next week. Live on twitch.tv/GameAddictsPlay and on our Facebook page. You can go check us out live as we record the show, be a part of it, and chat along with us. As long as we see the chat. On the chat, I can mostly see Twitch and then Facebook chat. I'm sorry if I miss you guys. Zach, thanks for coming in and saying hi. Hopefully you come back in some other time. And of course, if you don't check us out live, that's cool too. You can check us out on audio podcast services around the world. Each and every Thursday, we're out on your favorite service, namely Spotify, Apple Podcasts, all that kind of crap. Search Game Addicts Podcast. You'll find us. Give us a subscribe, a follow, a like, whatever you got to do on those platforms. So give us a rating too. Help us out and get us up on the boards, moving up the podcast ranks. And then, of course, if you really care to see our beautiful faces and you missed the live stream, you can go hit our one-stop shop where everything that we do goes to, whether it's audio or our video podcasts or even our streamed gaming, is over on our YouTube channel. Go search Game Addicts Podcast over there. Give us a subscribe. Help us grow. And on one place, you can get everything that we do right there. And you can sit back, watch us on your TV, on your phone, whatever you want to do. Chat along with us. Comment, like, give us a thumbs up if you like the show. With that being said, I think I got no more to say. I think I went through all of it. I got nothing, man. We're on social media, Facebook, Twitter, Instagrams, Game Addicts Play. I think I got all of it. GameAddictsPodcast.com.
Yeah.
We got a lot of stuff.
Lots of stuff.
Lots of stuff, guys. Thank you guys so much for checking out this episode of the podcast. It has been great to be back. We're looking forward to 2019. We're looking forward to the next 2 weeks with RE2 and Kingdom Hearts right around the corner. And
I'm looking forward to 1 week from today.
Same.
I'm super happy. I want to see this so bad.
Yep.
And the first time you're really going to see Vegeta in God mode.
Regular God.
Blue,
yeah.
Regular God. I'm ready.
All right. Yeah, I'm ready too. So hyped up about that. Anyway, guys, until next week, I've been Brando.
And I've been Mike.
Have a good one, guys. Game on. See you later.